Hello there, my friends. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. And today is Thursday, March 28th. Thursdays are the days that I like to share creative projects with you. And I have something fun, a little bit of a twist on something that you probably have seen in the past. And if you haven't seen it at all, well, that's even better. So welcome to my craft room. Come on in, come on in, come on in. How are you? I hope that you're doing fantastic, and I hope that you're having a wonderful week. Knock on wood, I'm having a really good week. I'm feeling pretty good about the week. It was a busy week, but it has kind of coasted to the weekend, and I like those kinds of weeks. They're fantastic, and this is one such type of week. So I'm having a good week. When you come in, let me know what type of week you're having, what type of day you're having. This weekend is Easter weekend if you celebrate. So you might be busy this weekend, but I also like to hear if you have plans to craft. And I have nothing really planned for the weekend, aside for dinner and stuff like that on Sunday. So I think I know for a fact I'm gonna have a little bit of time to be crafty. So I hope that you're gonna have the same. So welcome into my craft room. Once again, when you get here, say hello. Make sure to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If it's your first time watching, I'm super excited that you're here. And if it's your 100th time watching, I'm super excited that you're here. So chat with me in the comments. I love to chat with you. If I don't see your comments or your questions, it is because either I am really focused on what we're doing below, making cute things, and or it could be that Facebook is filtering. So if for some reason I don't respond right away, still chat away with me. I absolutely love it, and I will go back after the live portion of this video. And I'll chat back with you and respond to your comments and questions. Hi, Polly. Welcome. Hi, Beth. Welcome. I see people are starting to find me in their news feed. So welcome to Crafty Thursday. I'm excited that you guys are here. How are you? Hopefully your week is going fantastic. I was just chatting a bit about mine. What am I being told about the murder? I'm not quite sure. What's happening. Is that something happening locally, Beth? Oh gosh, I hope not. Oh dear. Oh dear. I hope not. I hope everything is good. But yeah, so come on in, chat away with me. And tonight, actually, we're going to be using, so it's a new bundle from the current mini catalog. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Crafty Thursday. Super excited that you guys are here. Good. Close to my heart. No, Beth, I haven't heard that. That makes me a little nervous and sad. Close to my heart, I do know that they are going to be closing shop. And that, of course, always makes me really sad. This is our industry. I love paper crafting. I love stamping, card making, and especially scrapbooking. So I did, if you're saying that they're closing, I am aware of that. And I'm saddened by that. For their makers. So anyways, tonight we're going to be using a bundle from the current mini catalog. So remember I said I'm trying really hard to get as many bundles in as we haven't seen. I have a few more that I want to be able to showcase for you. And we have a little bit of a twist on a card. I actually have created here for you a different version of it, but I think that you're going to really like the twist that we put on it tonight. So why don't we go ahead and turn down? I'll tell you, as always, what we're going to be using in terms of products, and then we'll get started making stuff. All right, you guys ready for a ride? Here we go. There we go. I think we're straight. It's always hard to tell. You know what? I scooched my glass mat over a little bit, so I'm always tweaking it just a little bit. You guys, I can't do too much, because if I tweak it too much, let me tell you, I get all discombobulated. So, yeah. So let's talk about, in fact, there's a little piece of designer series paper, and you guys have definitely seen it a few weeks ago, the painted lavender. So I've nabbed a little piece of that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I won't bother showing you. You can make this with any paper that you want, any theme that you want. But I chose the painted lavender because I am going to be using the painted lavender bundle. So I'm sure that you guys have heard me talk about sweets before. And let me just show you. Let's go ahead and find it. Since we have these down though, let's take a look. Let's see if I can get you. There we go. That ring light, boy, it's hard to figure out where to place it so that I get the right amount of light on my desktop and everything doesn't shine. But so we're using the painted lavender. I do want to show you, we're not going to be using the dies, but it's important to know that there are coordinating dies. I'm sure I've told you guys a million times, I'm a fan of having cutting devices that match the stamps. It just makes my life so much easier. So because of the card that we're going to be doing tonight, we can't use the dies, or at least I couldn't find. Oh yes, Julie said she loves that bundle. Julie, it's amazing. Amazing. I couldn't find a way to use the dies tonight, and you'll see why when you see what we're making. So it's an old favorite. You guys know about it, but I have a special twist, so make sure that you stay around and watch the fun thing, because we're going to make it kind of, our card kind of giftable. And so the other thing I wanted to point out is, if you noticed, there are no fonts here. So the card that we're using, of course, we always have a sentiment that goes along with. So you'll want to, if you're using this, you'll want to nab a stamp that has sentiments on them as well. And did I say sentiments? I said sentiments. So let's go ahead and talk about bundles, or sweets, I'm sorry. I think I told you before that a bundle is a stamp set and something that goes along with it. Sometimes it can be an embossing folder. Sometimes it's dies. Sometimes they're punches, but they're things that go along. So it's like a 2-for, right? You get the two coordinating items, and when they're first showcased in the catalog or online, however they're going to be showcased, typically the bundle will come with a 10% discount. So the reason that I'm telling you this, so we're using again the Perennial Lavender. And the reason I wanted to tell you this is that a suite of products has usually, or a lot of the times, there are 2 stamp sets or 2 bundles within that suite, and there's coordinating designer series paper and that kind of thing. So I'm also going to be using the other stamp set out of this suite. I wanted to tell you that. And actually, let me tell you the page number. And I'll put it a little bit close if you need item numbers. Maybe you can see them or even screenshot them. So can you see the painted lavender dies and the painted lavender bundle? So the bundle, let's scooch over. There we go. Here's the bundle. So it includes the dies and the stamp set and that 10%. All right, that's just a little bit of education in case you needed to know. And then the other is on the other page. These you have seen from me. I'm enamored, let me tell you, with this whole bundle. But today I'm going to use the painted lavender because we haven't had a chance to use them. Pages 25 or 24 and 25 in the current mini catalog. That's what the front of it looks like. And that annual catalog is there just because these are my references that I use most often. And so I sleep with them. I tell you, I sleep with them. All right, so we're actually going to be making a Mother's Day card today, but you could use the You Mean the World to Me, sending love and best wishes. I can't thank you enough. There's lots here that you can use. This is fantastic. We're going to pair them together. Are you guys ready? Hi, Anna. Welcome. Happy Crafty Thursday. Excited that you're here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I did want to tell you too, I'm using die cuts. And so I'm using, I have the dies that I am using on my desktop, but I'm using the deckled circles and the deckled rectangles. You guys know those are my favorite. So the Perennial postage does come with postage shaped dies, lots of them. I do love them as well. And then let's talk about what else we're going to be using. So the purple, let's see, purple fine shimmer gems. That's what these are called, purple fine shimmer gems. They match, so I'm a huge fan of matchy-matchy, so I pulled those out and no other because there's zero chance I'm using anything other than that. I have here also the paper butterfly accents. This is a part of that suite, so I am going to be using them. And I have here our clear medium envelopes. We're going to be using one of these, so I think you guys can probably guess what we're doing. It's a little bit of a twist, though, I'm telling you, so don't miss out on it. We're going to be using those. I have my blending brush because I think I'm going to color the butterfly this time. So if I haven't told you before, I use one blending brush for every color family. So any kind of purple that I have, as long as it's not too red of a purple, otherwise I would switch to the red. I use one brush for all of them, and I just clean them by rubbing them on my scrap paper until the color goes away. So I'm okay with that. All right, so let's talk about all of the pieces that we have here, and I will give you the dimensions as well, so that if you want to refer back to the video, which will be here on my business page for as long as Facebook allows it to be. I think I was going to use that side, but hey, looking at this side, I don't know. You guys know that I'm a fan of it, and this kind of looks like the stamps. I'll tell you what stamps we're going to be using too. Oh, here. I promised you that we had that deckled circle. So I have a gorgeous grape and a basic white deckled rectangle. So we're going to be using that. And then also I have a small, maybe it's the second or third smallest deckled circle that we're going to be using. And then I have a piece of designer series paper. Let's tell you what size it is. It is 2 1/4 by 4 7/8. So it's 2 1/4 inch by 4 7/8 of an inch. And then we have a basic white mat that is 3 3/4 by 5. We have a Highland Heather mat that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have a gorgeous grape, which this is going to be our card base. It's 5.5 by 4.25. Excuse me. Boy, I didn't take a deep enough breath to get all of that out. Hi there, Amy. Welcome. Happy Crafty Thursday. I'm glad you could hang out with us tonight. Gorgeous grape, again, 5.25 by, or I'm sorry, 5.5 by 4.25. I didn't take a deep enough breath to get that out. And then we have a basic white that is 5.25 by 4. So a little bit of layering, and we're going to be doing our stamping on the small basic white deckled rectangle and the deckled circle. And then this is going to be for a mat. So let's put these aside, and then while we're inking, I might as well grab my, oh, there's a loose one there. Might as well grab the butterfly out. You guys, if you are as enamored with butterflies as I am, you'll love this, these paper butterfly accents. There's so many in here. I've used a small handful, but look at that. There's so many sheets of them, and they're die cuts. They're already die cut for you. All the intricate stuff is done for you. All you have to do is pop them out. Look at how many pages are on there. So you'll love these. If you love butterflies, or even if you like them a teensy bit, you'll like that pack. It's really good. All right. So the other thing I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and I'm going to turn over my grid paper because it's nice and clean on this side, but I know I inked on the other side. So let's keep the dirty side dirty for now. Eventually it will be all dirty. And then in terms of ink, I'm not sure for the sentiment if I'm going to want to use the black memento, so I did pull that out. And then because we have the Highland Heather and the gorgeous grape, I wanted to do, we're going to stamp some flowers, and they're going to be two-tone. These are kind of similar in color. They go together really well, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. And then I'm not sure if we're going to use, oh yeah, we're going to make a little grass. So we're going to use the Pretty Peacock. And again, I chose those colors because Stampin' Up chose them for me. The matchy is my thing, and I love it. And the flower that we're stamping, it looks like the one here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the for the hearts. And if you like what we're doing today, feel free to give me thumbs up and likes. That lets Facebook know to share my video with other crafty people, so they have the opportunity to see it as well. And if you want to share it yourself, you can feel free to do that too. I would love it. Thank you so much. All right, so I said I was going to tell you which stamps, because you won't be able to see them very well on the block once we get stamping. But you see these two, I don't know what you want to call them, stalk looking flowers. We're going to use both of those, and then the stem that goes along with it. We're going to use, look at this. Isn't this cute? Yummy, yummy. We're going to use these little butterflies. This is one stamp, so we're going to be using that as well. So let's get started. I'm going to put all of these little pieces aside, and then we'll do our stamping, and then we'll do a little bit of assembling. And I think we're going to be using dimensionals also. Actually, there's no thinking. We definitely are. So let's get started with our stamping. I forgot to tell you, so there's this little grassy stamp, like wild flowers or something. We're going to grab that now. So I have them all inked up because, you know, I had to do a little bit of stamping before we started. And we're going to go just along. Let's move my ink over so I have a little more room. We're going to go along the bottom. So our rectangle is going to go in the portrait mode. And we're going to stamp these little wild grass along the bottom. You can go off the bottom if you want to. I'm going to try and stay on the bottom. And since this one stamp doesn't fit across the entire width of the die cut, I'm going to stamp it off the edge a little bit on one side and right towards the bottom. And then I'm going to do it again on the other side. And I'm going to overlap just a little bit. And I think it'll still look good. And it does. Fantastic. I can tell you right now, I'm probably going to need, oh, let's leave this out. We're going to use it again. I'm going to need diaper wipes. Oh, this makes me so nervous. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the flower stalk. So if you don't know how to use these, this is going to be a fantastic way to, if you have this stamp set, to use the flowers. We're going to use this thicker one. So you see there's a thicker one and a thinner one. So we're going to use them both. But this one we're going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. I'm sorry, in Highland Heather. And then we're going to go across it with, right on top of it with Gorgeous Grape and this. And the last thing we're going to do is stamp the stem because there's not really enough room for the entire image on this particular die cut. So that having been said, we're going to start with that thicker the thicker flower in Highland Heather. And I'm going to stamp it on the left as my work is facing me. So did I tell you guys that this is a Mother's Day card? I have really been trying to make cards that I have a use for. I've been trying to be better at that. And so obviously holidays are ones that are most commonly used for cards, or cards used for holidays and birthdays. And so I chose Mother's Day. All right, let me tell you what I'm doing here. So I think that I'm going to stamp maybe that top flower right off because I want to make sure that I have enough room to see the stalk, the stem that we're making. And it's pretty close. Let me show you. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. You guys, isn't Gorgeous Grape the most beautiful color in the whole wide world? Next to Pretty Peacock, next to Pretty Peacock. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is, remember I said we're gonna grab the skinnier stalk, and we're gonna do that one, this one here, we're gonna do that one in Gorgeous Grape. So this Highland Heather looks pretty dark. Do you see how dark it looks? But it will dry a bit lighter. It will be true to the color. This is the Highland Heather. So it looks a little bit dark now, can you see? But when it dries, and especially after we stamp over the top of it, you're really going to be able to see the difference. But it has to dry, and it takes just a couple of minutes to dry. So we're going to go ahead and ink up that smaller flower stalk. Everything's a stalk to me if it stands straight up and down. All right, and I'm going to move this back. I'm going to go right in the center and kind of line it up. You're just aiming for it. There's no magic. There's no right or wrong. I just stamped it right down. I'm going to clean these just because I'm afraid that I'll get my fingers dirty otherwise. I'm a messy stamper. I tell you guys that all the time. But yeah, so I have a need for Mother's. You know, speaking of Mother's Day cards, I am of the belief that any nurturer is a mom, right? With that being said, it makes me realize that I have been a mom since I was a little girl. I was a mom to my dolls. And you know, if you're a mom, if you're a fur mom, you have to learn how to be a fur mom, right? If you're a dolly mom, you have to learn how to be a good mom. I was not a good dolly mom at first, but I learned how to take care of my doll babies. I would cut their hair and write on their faces with markers, one of those weird kind, but I learned how to be a good and gentle dolly mom. All right, so we're stamping the stem, and I am gonna overlap. So let me show you. Can you see how there are little veins there where the flowers need to go? I really don't want it that high, so I'm stamping right up the bottom, but I'm gonna go maybe a fourth of the way up that stem. I don't want that all the way up, so it's going to be kind of off the bottom here, and it doesn't matter. The main thing is that you want your flowers to be grounded, right? Because in nature, you just don't see flowers floating around. At least I've never seen it. All right, so there you go. Yeah, so there are all kinds of mommies. After I was a good dog mom and I turned a little bit older, I got a dog. I got a little Chihuahua mix. His name was Calliope, and I loved that little dog, and everybody in the whole neighborhood knew him because he roamed the streets and then he came home. That little Calliope. So yeah, I was a dog mom for many years, and then I became a baby mom. Not in that sense. Maybe I shouldn't say baby mom, but you know, a human mom. There we go. So I'm still a dog mom, and I'm still a human mom. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is, let's stamp our little butterfly. I think we'll stamp the butterfly, whatever I have open here. Gorgeous Grape. So it's gonna be Gorgeous Grape. And we're gonna stamp the little butterflies here to the side. So I'm gonna ink them up. They can go anywhere towards the top there. And then I think we'll be done. Let's go ahead and color our butterfly die cut. Let's do that. I still have that Highland Heather open too, now that I look at it. Maybe let's do the butterfly in Highland Heather. And literally, I'm just going to ink the blending brush. So I'm going to pick up some ink, and I'm going to rub it in a little bit of a circle. Oh, he has antennae there that are pretty fine. I'm going to rub it in a circle on my scratch paper, and then I'm just going to move right on top of the butterfly, because I want the butterfly to obviously to be a different color. And actually, while I'm looking at it, I wonder if I could make it let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's nice. I'll give it a little more color on the side. And you can color it until it turns into the hue that you like. And so I'm gonna put just a little more because I want it to have a lot of color. And so I thought about even trying to make the outside edges of it Gorgeous Grape. What do you think? Do you think that will be a doable thing? I don't know. Let's try it a little bit. We'll pick up a little bit of Gorgeous Grape. And let me just go along the outside and see if we can give them like a two-tone look. I am thinking that might look kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And then finally, we're going to stamp the sentiment. I brought the black memento out because I thought I might make the sentiment with black. But maybe, let's see. Is this Gorgeous Grape? It is. Let's go ahead and stamp the sentiment in Gorgeous Grape. Remember I said that I was going to use the Happy Mother's Day. Oh, there's something to point out to you as well. these two stamps are in the same suite, but I'm realizing as I'm paying attention, the Perennial postage is the cling, so it's red rubber. And then the other is photopolymer, so it's the clear. I hadn't paid too close of attention to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these away. And I'm gonna stamp that Happy Mother's Day right on that deckled circle die cut, right in the center. That way I'm sure that it's gonna match, right? And it's not gonna look too stark because the color goes right along. Okay, let's bring in our other pieces now, and I think we can safely turn our grid paper back over. Do you see that little trick? And here's our clean side. Let's bring in everything else we have, and we'll start to do a little bit of assembly. And also, let's move a little bit forward so you guys can see what is happening. I am going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. Let's see if I have some open. I'm sure I do. I love these things. You know what? The backing, even though I try really hard to make it into the trash, they make their way in my laundry. I go to work and I feel like, you remember the Princess and the Pea? I'm walking and I feel something in my sock, inside of my shoe, and yeah, dimensional stuck to my feet. It's like glitter. They're all over. All right. So, fun thing we're gonna do, you guys, let's go ahead and grab that gorgeous grape deckled rectangle, and we're just gonna layer it with our stamped rectangle. So we're creating a mat. That extra color is like an accent. So it adds a little interest. All right, that's the first thing we're going to do. And then let's put together the other pieces. Let's make sure the smaller of the two goes on the front. So we're gonna take the largest gorgeous grape, that 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and we're going to take the basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4 and attach them. So let's go ahead and do that. And remember, this video will stay here as long as Facebook will allow it to. I ask them after all of the videos to never delete them, and so I hope that happens, that they never delete them. Oh, hi, Marie. Yes, Marie the Lavender. Hi, Marie. How are you? Thanks for hanging out. I hope you're having a good week. All right. And then we're going to flip this piece over and put the rest of our mats here. So we're going to go Highland Heather, and then our basic white, and then our designer series paper. And you know, we have that pretty peacock. I think I was going to use this side, but I think I'm going to use color out because I don't know, I like it, that color. Let me show you. I'm going to show you in a second. It's so bold and beautiful. If you don't have this paper, buy it. If you're a purple lover, buy it. This paper is so gorgeous. I can't get enough of it. Can you see how beautiful it is? Oh my gosh. All right, so we're gonna put this right on the basic white. Let's see, I think there's a right and a wrong side. And I am going to give an even margin. I'm just eyeballing. I'm okay with eyeballing. I don't have to have it exact, but I'm just gonna kind of give an even border or margin around the 3 sides. And then obviously the one side will have a much wider margin. And then I'll flip this right over and we'll add some more adhesive. I have Stampin' Seal Plus here. This adhesive can be used for as a strong adhesive, and I use it for everything. And then we're going to mount this piece right to the Highland Heather. And then finally, so remember we have the 5 1/4 by 4 basic white on this side. So on the opposite side, we're going to add these layered mats. And flip it right around. Okay, are you guys ready for a little fun? I promised you fun. I was sitting at my desk today and I just thought this up. And so I knew I had to do it because it's fun, fun, fun. All right, so this is our card base. This is the front side of our card. And then this is the side that you will stamp your, or write your message, your note on, okay? Now we're gonna, let's put aside our little, I have here our sentiment and our butterfly. Isn't that butterfly cute? That turned out pretty good with that, can you see the two-tone? It might be hard to see on camera, but trust me, it's cute. I should even put Wink of Stella on it. That would be cute. Make it a little bit sparkly. All right. So now I am going to bring in, you're going to need some cellophane tape, or as my kids called it, lizard tape. I think they called it, you know how the Scotch tape in the green holder, the paper on the holder is green. And so they've always called it lizard tape. And so that's what we call it in our house. So we're going to take that stamped matte layer that we had, and we're going to put it right inside of that clear medium envelope, right down to the bottom and to the side. You're going to really want to make sure that you do that. Okay. And the next thing we're going to do, here's the surprise. I stopped by the Dollar Tree on my way home today, and I bought, so this card is actually going to be a card and a gift in one. I bought flower seeds. So this is a shaker card, but we are going to fill it with flower seeds so that it's giftable. Isn't that fun? Oh, thank you, Marie. Thank you so much. So I have here, let's just use that bird and butterfly, right? So we're going to take thank you, Marie. We're going to take these flower seeds and we're going to use them instead of sequins or confetti or other things that you would typically fill a shaker card with. And we're just going to open our seeds. Let's take a look at them. Yep, they're seeds. And so your card becomes a gift, right? It's 2 in 1. And we're just going to pour some of the flower seeds. Don't go super overboard with them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Because we still want to see our stamped image, right? I might have a little more than I wanted in there. And I can pour some out. But we're going to, oh, they smell divine. All right. So now that we have these in front of our card, once again, we're just going to make sure our card is right in the corner. I should not have moved them. So let's see if I can get them. It doesn't matter if a few are in the back. I just want to make sure that I get it flush to the side. And I'm going to, let's see, do I want to fold over? No, let's fold the top down first. So if you haven't used our clear medium envelopes before, they come with adhesive on them. And I am going to just tap down and fold right against that top edge. Fun, right? And then I'll do a little tapping. And I'm going to fold the remaining edge over, and we're going to put a little bit of cellophane tape. This is actually not clear, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, it's going to be on the back side. No one's going to see it until they take it off to use those seeds. And then we have the seeds that shake, but I'm going to shake them down to the bottom. I have lots of seeds in there, okay? Can you see that? I should have probably taken some out, but it's okay. You get the idea. Next time I won't put so many in there. All right. And then let's take some Stampin' Dimensionals. And we're going to cover the back side of this pretty good with the dimensionals. And I'm going to leave the adhesive backing on the dimensionals for just a moment because we're going to add our sentiment and our butterfly to the front side outside of the cello bag. Oh yeah, there are lots of seeds in there. So you're going to want to put fewer seeds than that in there, but let me show you what it looks like. All right, so let's turn this right over and we'll finish doing a little decorating. I'm going to add the sentiment. I'm going to put adhesive only on the left back side. I want it to hang off the side here a little bit. And, you know, it's not going to matter too much because we're going to put this on the front of our card mat. But I like it hanging off a little bit. So we're just going to hang it off a little bit. And then I think we'll use this. Now let's use a glue dot. Let's grab a mini glue dot. I'm going to pick it right up with my Take Your Pick tool. Grab a mini glue dot and I'm going to put it on the back of my butterfly right here in the center. You can roll it up too if you need to. I think that's good. And then we'll add our little butterfly to the top corner here. Oh my gosh, I love this. Love, love, love. Even with the extra flower seeds in there, I love that somebody is going to be able to use their card to plant. Isn't that fantastic? All right, I think I'm going to put one more dimensional on the back of that, the back of the sentiment. And then we'll just take the backing off. Take the backing right off. Oh no, I'll put those in the trash. Let's see. Did we get them all? No, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. There we go. All right. And then we'll bring in our card base. Oh, that glue dot is sticky on the outside. I could probably put gems on the inside of that butterfly. I might do that. And then we're going to drop this right down in the center. So the reason that I didn't make a card that opens is because the recipient is going to deconstruct this card, right? They're going to take it apart so that they can use, maybe, so that they can use the seeds that are on the inside. Isn't that fun? Fun, fun, fun. And then let's just finish it up with, we have, again, the purple fine shimmer gems. And you can use either of the colors because they're both represented now in that paper. Initially, I would have just used the Highland Heather or the Gorgeous Grape, and I still will. I just have to decide where I want to put them. I think I do want to put a couple right here on that butterfly on his body. I don't know why, because it feels fun to me. We're just going to give him a shimmery body. And then I'm going to stick with the Gorgeous Grape. And we're just going to add a few. My typical thing that I like to do, 3 or 5. And we're just going to go with 3. All right. And oh, thank you, Polly. Thank you, Julie. Isn't this a fun idea? So much. Like I said, you might want to put a fewer amount of seeds there. I really poured them on just because I want to see that grass underneath, right? But I think it's still fine. And then they can use, you might want to include a little note that those are real flower seeds there. And then your sentiment or your saying, your quote, whatever you want to say on the back side. Thank you, Julie. Thank you guys so much. Isn't this fun? I thought it was really fun. I thought of using those seeds in that little piece of the card. And so I came and got to work on it right away. Thank you guys. Thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, Julie, yes, you should make your mom one. And you know, you could even, if you wanted to gift her, you can stamp with Stays On a little terracotta pot, right? They have those in the Dollar Tree too. And a little bit of soil, and she could plant them inside and enjoy them, or plant them outside of her window. That's fantastic. I love it. Happy birthday to, or happy Mother's Day to your mom. Happy Mother's Day to your mommy. I think this is a fantastic idea. All right, so let's talk about what we used. We used the paper butterfly accents. So there are tons of them in there. You will, I've used this 3 or 4 times, and look how many butterflies I still have. I have lots to use. I think maybe because I keep using that size. I don't know. I like the big one, but I keep using that size. So I have tons of those. We used the purple fine shimmer gems. These are all in the current mini catalog. And then we use the perennial postage for the sentiment, but there are lots of fun sentiments there. We use the painted lavender bundle. So the bundle, again, are the coordinating dies. So you can see, initially, I wanted to use this one, but because I chose such a small mat, there was no way we were going to be able to do that. And but the coordinating dies are fun as well. And then I use the deckled rectangle and deckled circle dies. And then we used the clear medium envelopes. You know, you used to be able, I used to get cards in the mail in clear envelopes a long time ago. I don't know if you could do that again, but that would be fun. But they're super fun for shaker cards too. They're also good to, if you have cards that you're gifting. So in other words, you're creating cards and you use like a set of cards to give away as a gift. This will keep them, as you're looking through them, they'll keep them clean. So I do like to use them for that quite a bit as well. And then, what else? Oh, the inks that we used. We used Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Pretty Peacock, and we didn't use the Black Memento. So those are the things that we used. All right, and then we got a fun and giftable card with a fun butterfly that is fluttering. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and lift our camera up so that I can give you all the thanks for allowing me into your space tonight. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I am super, super happy that you could hang out with me tonight and placate me and allow me to share Crafty with you. So I appreciate you guys so very much. Hey, I'm going to see you next month because Sunday is the last day of March and then March is over. So when I see you guys again, it's going to be April. And I can promise that I'm going to bring you fun new products. So we still have a few to get through for the month of April, other things that I'm going to show you in the mini catalog. So thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me in my craft room. I will see you next week on Thursday, same place, same time. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you and your family. And otherwise, happy weekend. And especially if you have time, happy crafting. Thank you guys so much for being here. Take care. Have a good weekend.